So I wanted to give a post-election update. Now that we know who the president is going to be for the next 4 years, what is the Trump tax plan? So first, 2025 is going to be a great year as far as taxes go, because the standard deduction is increasing. So for singles, it goes up to $15,000. If you're married, it goes up to $30,000. So that's $400 and $800 more that is tax-free. So another way of saying that is if you're single and you're a single filer, the first $15,000 that you earn is completely tax-free. And when you're married, the first $30,000 will be completely tax-free in 2025. Now, the Tax Cuts and Jobs Act was set to sunset at the end of 2025. It is set to sunset, meaning that if there are no law changes, the tax code would revert back to what it was in 2017, which is a much lower standard deduction and a personal exemption and higher tax brackets. And so we've been anticipating that, the likelihood that taxes were going to be going up in 2026. But now, with Trump in office and based on his promises and plans, it is very likely that they'll either get the current tax code made permanent and probably some additional cuts along the way, or at least extend that out further. So what that means is there's a really great opportunity. If you've got money in tax-deferred retirement accounts, this really extends a window of opportunity to get some of that money shifted from tax-deferred to tax-free, Roth. Tax-free growth is always superior to tax-deferred growth. And so there's a lot of promise, a lot of optimism as far as taxes go. But so how's the government going to fund all these challenges, right? So the Trump administration is going to be facing some really serious challenges, difficult challenges. National debt that's over $36 trillion. Interest on the national debt that's over $1 trillion. Also, the challenges with the debt ceiling that is coming up. There's going to be some, a lot of things to be dealt with, right? The shortfall with Social Security and with Medicare, the challenges there as well. So I don't have a, crystal ball to see exactly how things are going to transpire. What we know is that we've got the Republicans have the Senate, and it looks like the House of Representatives as well, although at the time of this recording, that is still undecided, but it looks like that's going to be the case. But it's important to keep in mind that the government changes every 2 years, right? We have elections every 2 years. And so the balance of power is subject to change. So it looks like Trump's going to have a solid 2 years of really the ability to get some new laws passed. We'll see what that looks like. But as things transpire and as significant changes are proposed, we'll be sure to update you here on this channel. Now, I know a lot of people are asking, well, how is the government going to fund all these obligations with lower taxes? And of course, Trump, he has plans to generate more revenue from energy, also from reducing spending in certain areas. I know it's likely that Elon Musk will be helping in looking for ways to reduce the waste. There is a lot of wasteful spending in the government for sure. And so can they reduce spending enough to make a real difference without raising taxes? That's yet to be seen. The tariffs that Trump is talking about is really a form of a tax, right? It's a tax on foreign countries that want to sell their goods and services here. And so it'll be really interesting to see how things transpire. And there's going to be a lot of moving parts. But the things that are really consistent is I think we see these as really great opportunities to position yourself more and more to a tax-free retirement. And it does take multiple years typically. And when you are proactive in your thinking, you can save a significant amount of money in your own personal taxes. Now, some of the promises that Trump has made, he's talked about eliminating taxes on tips. So that'll be interesting and a real benefit to many people. He's also talked about eliminating the tax on Social Security. Now that would be a huge deal, and it would cost the government it's estimated about $1 trillion over 10 years. So if he cuts that out, where is the revenue going to come to service all the other obligations of the government? And so it's really a different approach and mindset, certainly from the previous administration. But like I said, stay tuned on here, and as things transpire and as new laws are passed, we'll be sure to let you know. And I look forward to seeing you in the next episode of the Financial Fast Lane.